ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ Express Varanasi Station, Netaji Bhavan.
You know, RCB's innings started like a pop of champagne, a really good champagne bottle, but the rest of the innings was like a flat bottle of soda because they've managed 163 in their 20 overs. Kuldeep Yadav, 2 wickets in his 4 overs, gave away 17. The youngster Virat Nigam picked up 2, gave away just 18. Phil Salt, the highest run getter with 37 in 17. We're back at Voltas presents Cricbuzz Live. I'm Saiyami. I've got Harsha and Simon with me. They started like they were going to go past that 300, Harsha. We chatted about it. And then you spoke about that cliff. They fell and they just kept falling until the last 2 overs.
Until Tim David came out with a fresh bottle of soda.
and shaken up one.
Just shaken up one. But look, they got 53 in the first 3 and 36 in the last 2.
Yeah.
That's 89 in 5 and 74 in the other 15.
I mean, they were off to an absolute fly until that run out, weren't they? And that just shows you what Salt and Kohli were able to do, and more so Phil Salt. But it's all about that combination at the front. They were 50 after 3 overs.
Look what happens after the wicket falls. Over number 4, third ball, there's a 6. After that, in the power play, they get 4 runs of 16 balls.
Crazy.
It's an ambush.
Yeah.
But it almost, Harsha, felt like they were playing on a different pitch when Salt and Virat were playing. Everything seemed to be coming on their bat. Everything was flying across the boundary line. And then it just started slowing up, you all felt?
It looked like it was holding a little bit. The spinners were getting a little bit of turn, but I don't think it's a bad pitch by any stretch of the imagination. The way that Salt played against the new ball, maybe that's going to be a key to the new ball sliding onto the bat a little bit better, but it doesn't look like a 160 pitch to me. And you know, everyone before the game was saying that it looked like a belter of a surface, plus 200. We all went their way, and it's the last time I listened to Danny Morrison.
That's what happens when 2 quicks do the pitch report.
Well, we're not listening to that pitch report again, are we, Simon?
No,
but forget that prediction game. I was just a little curious. We chatted about how they had spinners up until the 18th over. So clearly something was slowing up because they had many other options to go with the pace.
It was interesting though with Axar going himself in the 19th. Maybe they thought pace matchup, Tim David will hit the ball, so slow bowler against Tim David is a better matchup. But the 2 wristies turned it beautifully. I mean, they got, 4 for 35, something like that?
Yeah.
We'll have a look at that bowling card there.
There you are. I don't need to look at switching off my phone, gone, app, everything's on the car, everything on the screen. 4 for 35. I thought Kuldeep bowled beautifully. The only time I thought maybe it's holding was when Jitesh got into the shot and just waited and got a top edge, but it also bounced a lot more. What about Virat Nigam? 12 dot balls out of 24 from a little town in Uttar Pradesh that's better known for its poets. Comes from a little town called Barabanki, which is just outside Lucknow.
Yeah.
Umar Barabanki was a great poet. Majaz, great. A lot of great Urdu poets have come from there. And here's a 20-year-old kid who's spinning it.
Well, he was very poetic today.
In a language people couldn't understand.
Can't read it. They can't read it. Interesting, with like you say, with Axar though, bowling that 18th over as well. I mean, Mukesh had bowled quite nicely. Mohit only bowled 2 overs, went for 10, and normally at the back of the innings, he's a good one. Stark bowled 3, a little bit more expensive, but you thought he might have gone to Mohit. Again, 2 overs, 1 for 10, back of the hand, slower balls. Even though Mukesh's over was relatively expensive, he's still only gone for 26 in total off his 3. So he's bowled probably better than the top 2. It must have just been a gut feel that the skipper had. But in the end, not his best day, but the wrist spinners were simply brilliant.
You know, you spoke about the youngster, the poetic youngster, Virat Nigam. How poetic is it to get everyone idolizes Virat Kohli? So when a youngster, 20-year-old, goes out there, gets a Virat Kohli, just that confidence boost that he's going to get for the next games.
Virat's already hit him for a 6 with that beautiful straight drive shot down. Then he plays an unusual shot. It's almost like he was trying to chip it and hit it over there. But yeah, I mean, it was part of that strange phase in that innings. I don't know, even if you're a player of Virat's caliber, can you almost get affected by a run out? I mean,
well, you shouldn't,
but
it's a good point, because I think there was so much confusion in that. He took off, and then they both end up. I'm not sure whether there was a one there. I mean, I've watched it again on replay. If they've both gone, and as quick as Virat is,
Still been short, I think.
I think he might have made it, or might have just been short. It would have been really tight. So that's why I say I'm not sure there was one there. The problem was they were both ended up ball watching. They showed a great shot on the coverage where they were both just looking there, and they're both sort of, one's halfway down the wicket and the other one's a third of the way down the wicket. And then all of a sudden, you're off to a flyer, wickets start to fall. He might have just been still thinking about the run out. And should I have gone? What would have happened if I'd gone?
I wonder if Padikkal got 1 of 8 balls.
Yeah.
And I just wonder whether he thought, no, I've got to maximize it from here on.
Yeah, because that's what I was wondering when I asked you in the com box as well, was that playing on his mind, or was it he wanted the momentum to go on because the runs were coming in very quickly.
Which also suggests to me that they didn't think it was a 160, 170 pitch either. Because if they had read it as a 170, 180 pitch, Virat becomes the master of the game. So maybe they also read it as a 200 plus pitch.
Well, Kuldeep has said that he chatted with KL and he said that the wicket was sticky and it was holding up. So the chat was with Axar was to just get the ball to turn a lot.
Right.
So.
Well, I mean, as I say, he turned a couple. I think Vipraj got a couple to turn a little bit past the right-handers as well, and Kuldeep got a couple to go. So, yeah, look, it's going to bring maybe the Bengaluru spinners into play. Suyash will definitely come in, you would think, now, Krunal. But you can go about a 160-odd chase very differently from a batting second point of view, than sort of trying to set a total. So they can go about it a little bit more circumspect, and it kind of means that the Faf du Plessis and the
Fraser
McGurks can just, they can play their natural game, and then KL coming in at 3 will be one of the keys as well.
Yeah. Can you sometimes, though, think, I've only got to chase 160, I've got time, and almost give yourself too much time?
Well,
so maybe they'll tell Fraser McGurk go.
That's the one thing about Fraser McGurk. He won't. It won't bother him. But, Faf and KL, I mean, they comfortably score at that 130, 140 anyway, and can go beyond.
I mean, I just hope he's all right, because after that catch which he attempted, he's not come back on the field.
He's not come back? Because he hit his head when he was falling back.
Yes. Yeah. And considering he's just come out of injury, so for Delhi's sake...
Because he's a key player in this chase, what my gut feel was that tell Fraser McGurk, go for it. Tell Abhishek Porel, go for it.
Yeah.
And we've got Faf and we've got KL, Tristan Stubbs. Yeah. We've got those kind of players who can play in 2 gears and they will sort of sustain the innings in case you lose too early. But if that Faf thing is, if Faf is not on the field, then means KL has to come out to open the batting.
But, will RCB go back in this little 15-minute changing time that they get, saying that, all right, at least the last 2 overs, we got those 36 runs. So with that kind of positive mindset, saying at least we've managed that.
They have to. Yeah, they have to. When they look through that scorecard, they'll be disappointed with how it fell away post. Even Patidar, he had, there was one definite opportunity, a couple of other opportunities or half opportunities, so it wasn't his most fluent innings at all. So the talk in the change room now will be, okay, Tim's given us a little bit of something for the bowlers to bowl at. Yeah. It may not be what we wanted, it may not be what we thought this surface has to offer, but we have to find a way. And how do they find a way? That's up front first and foremost with Hazlewood. If he keeps doing what he's doing, picks up a couple, if they can find one in the power play and another one in the power play outside of Hazlewood's 1 or 2, put some pressure on that middle order if Krunal and the likes can get through that, Suyash can get through that middle order a little bit. They can put some pressure on the side. There's no doubt about that. But you feel much more comfortable being in the Delhi changing room than you would in the Bangalore one at the moment.
Yes. We'll be seeing a lot of Livingston as well, you all think? Because that other option of getting...
Could be, could be. Well, he's got to pull his weight in the side. But yes, you would see a little bit more of him. But I agree with Doull. I think they need to get too early, so that they have to make this 160 kind of total look a lot bigger then it is. And that can only happen if you get 2 wickets early.
And we spoke about Hazelwood and what he does. Those power play numbers that he comes with.
Insane, no?
It's just, how does he do
Only
this?
72% dot balls in the power play.
Yeah, going at 4.67.
Bowling a length that a
Economy.
lot of people thought was the wrong length in T20 for a long time.
Clearly, he thinks he's playing Test cricket because I don't think he's put on the T20 switch on.
He's worked it out brilliantly, I think, Josh Hazelwood. He's also got a very good Yorker because it comes from such height. Like good short ball. He's bounced a couple of guys out inside the power play as well already this season. He fires that Yorker in. So I think he's bowled 2 overs only in the middle phase of the game. So all of his overs are coming power play and death overs. So, you know, when you look at his numbers across the tournament this year, they've been simply superb. He bowls a great line and he gets that bounce that is just awkward for batters, that it just off a length, because he's so tall and hits the deck really hard, he just gets that awkward bounce which causes a bit of concern.
Harsha, I think the McGrath Academy is in Chennai. It almost feels like Hazelwood starting his academy in Bengaluru.
And he did well in Chennai, remember?
Yes.
Hazelwood did well when he was
That was
playing
when it turned around, I
Chennai,
think.
yeah, correct.
Well, the good news for Delhi is that Faf is out.
Okay.
Too
No.
You've done it
bad.
again.
Too bad.
Faf is in.
Faf is out too
in the
bad.
middle.
Oh, he's in the middle.
You know
It
where,
gets me every time.
see, and you know
How
where
is that good news for Delhi if Faf is out?
you know where that leads you into, doesn't it? You know where it
Faf
leads
is
you
out.
into.
I know,
Yeah.
I know where it leads me into.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I know. What's the score? We were so far off.
We were, I mean, I was almost halfway away. So I had that 3-day break, right? So that
you
just
just
takes a
warming back
little
into it.
time to get back in.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
55?
55 for Harsha, okay. Fraser McGurk going berserk. 60. I'll go 66. Clickety click.
Ooh.
Left you nice.
I'm gonna go somewhere
There's
in
a
the
nice big
middle.
gap in the middle there
No
somewhere.
reverse jinx 42.
No, it's just that Hazelwood, you know, he's giving
I know
away
it.
4.5 runs.
You know what she's doing? She's buying time to figure out what's happened in the first couple of balls.
Oh, Fuff is out
Out of the blocks.
in the middle.
Faf is out of the blocks very quickly.
I'm not getting any help at all.
55, 66?
No, with what's happening out there. You were correct. I was waiting to buy some time, but I'm not getting that help. 55, 66. I'm going to go with 49.
Oi, yes, good. Gone low.
Yeah, it's
I
just
like
that I
that.
don't want Jake Fraser McGurk to go berserk, like you said, and I want Hazelwood to do what he's been doing.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Hazelwood to do good or McGurk to go berserk?
There, the poet is out. Out from Lucknow. We're right here on the red chair. But thank you, Harsha. Thank you, Simon. Hopefully one of us gets this right. The movie's out with the new ball. And we'll see where this goes. We'll give you all the updates at the 10-hour point, the Cricbuzz Combox. Thank you so much for watching. Voltas presents Cricbuzz Live.
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
Hyderabad Express, Varanasi Station, Netaji Bhavan.